Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. It's Sunday Swim. Welcome to Lunar Beach Crypto, where we ride the waves of the crypto market all the way to the moon. Man, it's been a long time since I've been in front of the camera here. It's been since Wednesday. God dang it. Why can't I be consistent? It's because I don't get enough sleep, people. It's because I don't get enough sleep. Why don't I get enough sleep? Because I don't go to bed at a good time. Because I'm up in these charts always, constantly, when I should be sleeping. But I do it to try and improve, to try and be better every single day so I can help people the best that I possibly can. How are you guys doing? Welcome to Swim Sunday Workshops, Interpreting Markets. I will, this time, open up the floor in Discord at some point, but I've got a lot to go over first. Okay, how's everybody doing? Hello, Blackie Chan. Hello, Justin Eubanks. Shout out to you guys, always showing up, always showing out. Unaware Wolf, good to see you in a live for once. Oh man, Crypto Wanderer here as well. Hello. Let's read. Let's see. Good morning. Yo, David. Yo, Eubanks. Tempted by the scooch of another, says Unaware Wolf. What's going on? Hey, Reggie Classics. Hey, man. I learned a little bit from you this past week about that margin rate. I'm going to need you to record a video on that so I could go over it a few times so I can kind of get that, because it's very interesting stuff indeed. This man, Reggie Classics, trades at a 200x and is phenomenal. It's kind of crazy. First time here, but you always have interesting bro. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Rutro. Don't worry, man. I've been playing with the 100, the 150x here lately, but hearing your margin rate strategy, that's very interesting. As long as you don't get to, 0.5% margin rate on a 200x cross leverage, you can't get liquidated. It literally has to go to zero. It's way too much for this, though. Way too much for this right now. I've got other stuff lined up. Yeah, what's up, Davi? What's going on? Be happy to go over it again in Alex's Discord at some point with you guys, man. Yeah, awesome, bro. Awesome. Because that's some awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So, I've got it down. I've just got to... I probably should just do it myself and do a little practicing. Zero liquidation price. True story. Yeah. That was so funny. So, yeah. How's it going, guys? Long time no see. I meant to have this on the 3-month. So, yeah. Bitcoin, what are we doing? So, before we get into charts, let's just go ahead and let's just think about this for a second, okay? Well, first of all, I listened to a book this week that I highly recommend. Alex O'Crypto recommends people listen to it all the time, okay? And now that I have listened to it or read it, whatever. Thanks to Unaware Wolf, by the way. Thank you, Unaware Wolf. I'm going to say it publicly. Unaware Wolf gifted me a copy because he's a great friend of this book. Best Loser Wins. Best Loser Wins. Now, there's some stuff in it where it makes you think. It makes you turn your head a little bit. Like, he kind of poops on the phrase, no one ever went broke taking profits, but he poops on it for a reason. And I have to say, kind of agree with him. You can go broke taking profits. You can go broke taking profits too early. That is how you go broke taking profits. It's a doozy. So he went over the data. The data shows it was all these prop firms, okay? All these prop firms, their win rate, their traders and their win rates are at like 67%. However, 70, 80, 90% fail rates for these traders. So how is that? How do you have a majority profitable or winning strategies, win rates, but most of them fail? Well, a lot of it has to do with, one, adding to losing trades. I'm guilty of this. I've done this many times. Adding to a losing trade in hope that it's going to turn around. Now, if you have a game plan where you're like DCAing into a trade, but you still have like a stop loss, like you're bringing down your average, right? But you are increasing your margin as it's coming down, because that helps bring the price down with you, okay? Or brings your entry down. Helps bring your entry down. And then you have your tight stop loss, but it's still tricky because you're adding margin to a market that is essentially going against you. So if you're looking to go long, but the dip keeps dipping, and you keep adding to your position, you keep adding margin, eventually you're going to run out of margin if you're not doing it right. So it's all about risk management. It's basically and letting winners run, because that is how people who have like a 20, 25%, 30% win rate are profitable, because they let the winners run. Interesting data, for like the last 30 years in the Dow, it's been basically 50-50 on positive days and negative days. 50.4% green days to 49.6% red days. But the charts goes up over time, right? Like way more than down. So how does that happen? Well, if the chart is going up over time, then that means if you let those winners run, that means the bull days overall are bigger than the bearish days. Okay, so letting the winners run is how you make the profit. What are you saying over here, Reggie Classic? Prop firms' profit models are based on their failure rates. They charge a subscription for evaluations on funded accounts and also charge for resetting them. Then, if they have consistently profitable traders, they copy trade them and make money on that end too. Interesting. I know you're in the prop firms. I've got about 60% hit rate on macro, 30% on micro, but it's all about the risk management. 100%, man. It's all about that risk management. Blackie Chan said it the other day in Discord. You know, I believe his almost exact words were cut losers early and let winners run. He at least said the cut losers early part, but let winners run is the hard part. And not only that, adding to a winning trade is also difficult too. Now, that comes with experience. You got to try that out. You got to have a plan, in other words. And you got to do like incremental adding, and you don't add more than your original margin per addition. So if you were to add to a winning trade, you would only do like half of the original margin that you used. Or if you can figure it out, you can just add the same amount every single time. But you've got to understand your risk management. You got to understand that you're moving the stop loss up as you're doing this, so that you at least break even. And that is how winning traders or profitable traders continue to remain profitable, is not adding to losing trades and preserving capital. Best loser wins, because over time, that's what works. It's a good business model, to be fair. I'm funded, but can only day trade futures markets. Plenty of rules around it, but it's possible to earn serious dough, man. Yeah, Yeah, I know. I haven't. I've wanted to try the props, but I can't. Because the best time to trade, I am at work. So the fiat mine nearly killed me this week, guys. I don't know if you guys know, but we're in some freaking heat wave going on here in the U.S. And yeah, this week's not going to be any better. So I'm going to try my best. That saying is spot on, though. Best loser wins. Yes, exactly. The best loser wins. Because it's not about. See, I've been in this mindset where it's like, I can't. Gutted, bro. I mean, it is what it is. I just can't do it because of my day job, unfortunately. But anyways, getting a little sidetracked a little bit. All right. Let's uh check out Coinbase futures if you get a chance. I have before, not really a fan, but there's just not that there's I don't think the last time I looked the liquidity is just not there yet. It's just not there yet. It's probably getting better, but it's not there yet. The last time I checked. 3-month chart. So this is what everybody's freaking out about, guys. So the last 3 months we've been consolidating. This little candle right here is what everybody and the mama's been freaking out about, is this itty bitty candle right here. Basically a 20 to 30% range. Downside to upside, upside to downside. That's around 23% range. Yeah. So I think we can take a breath, but here's what I'm getting at. This is going to be the whole thing. This is the whole shebang. This is my thoughts. We have the last week. Something else that I learned in this book. I'll get to it in just a second. This is the last week of the month. Okay? The last week of the month. It is also the last week of the quarter. It is also the last week of H1, the first half of the year. Fridays tend to, the last Friday of a month, tend to be trend-setting days for the following month. Meaning, you have an uptrend created on a Friday, last Friday of the month. The next month tends to trend to the upside. Now, I've been testing this theory out. It does work most of the time, but not every time. Sometimes it is the first Friday of a month kind of sets the tone. So basically, what I'm getting at is I think we see the reversal this week. I thought it was going to be last week, but I wasn't thinking end of the month. I kind of was, but not quite. End of the month, end of the quarter. We've got to turn things around in order for us to start trending in another direction going into the third. Freaking flies. Don't get pets, because then you have to let them outside, which lets bugs in the house. Just kidding. I love my dog. Did I leave him outside in the heat? No, I didn't. Promise. Yeah. So this week I think is going to be pretty big. I would be looking for. So I'm not concerned per se, but I do think that perhaps we see just a nice liquidation flush this week. It is possible. I think this is kind of what we are looking at on this. A little bit of a Wyckoff reaccumulation schematic. Let me see if I've got it up right here. So I'm kind of looking at something like this. We do have this little creek going on here. So, and I think maybe we get that one final push down on price. A little bit of a creek here. Get that final push down. Get the reversal. maybe midweek or by Friday and start trending in the upwards direction come Friday. Then we can get some kind of sign of strength. Do I have this all built out on some? I thought I had it built out on one of these. The total 3. So total 3, this one's a little different, but this is your alts excluding Ethereum. So this is the entire crypto market excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So first we have our preliminary sell-off here. Then we have our seller's climax right here. Automatic rally, secondary test, secondary test here. Kind of do this bounce, right? Kind of do this bounce right here. And now we're looking for the spring. And that is what that's what I'm looking for. I am looking for some type of I'm looking for a couple of things. We don't have to get the capitulation event to wipe out the froth in the market. It would make more sense if we did, is what I will say. It would make a lot more sense if we did one more liquidation flush, get the froth out of the market, and then we can start shifting to the upside. Then we'll look for that sign of strength, and then we can go. We can go. What if we get that? What would I be looking for after that? Capitulation, okay? I'm looking for that capitulation, and then what I'll be looking for is impulsive moves to the upside. So I would be looking for just these straight lines up, little consolidation, straight line up, little consolidation, straight line up. Just quick movements, essentially liquidating all the shorts that are resting above us. We've got a bunch of buy-side liquidity up here. Bunch of it. We just got to get to it. What would help us get there? A capitulation of some kind. And then rocket right back up to the upside. So that is what I'm looking for on that. I want to see one more capitulation. We don't have to get it, though. Like I said, the other thing that we are looking for, or I am looking for, is impulsive moves to the upside. If we get that and we come up here and we come back to this upper boundary and we do a little consolidation and start showing that sign of strength, fine. But I still have the possibility of that liquidation event coming in on my radar. I don't want to be caught off sides. I don't want to be, I don't want to not be expecting it. Typically, these types of moves, after a long consolidation period, typically when you get these capitulation types of events, something happens to cause them. Okay? We get some kind of bad news. I don't know what the bad news is or would be, but we get it. We usually get some kind of bad news. Quote unquote, bad news. I'm not entirely sure what that would be at this point. I've been trying to put scenarios in my head. I don't know. Freaking Iran tries to attack Israel again. Like, I don't know. What is it going to be? Are we going to get anything? Is it going to be economic data type stuff? There's not really much. Thought I had this up. This ad block thing, I don't understand. Like, I've got to figure out how to get that thing to stop popping up automatically. It's really annoying. So Forex Factory, I don't think there's much going on. I mean, there's a little bit going on this week. A lot more than last week. A lot more than what we had last week. I thought I had this open, but prior. I want to see this week. Is that gonna? Okay. Okay, so these were all, this is this coming week. So on Monday, not really anything. I'm only really care about the red folders. Oh, yeah, we do have the final GDP on Thursday. Oh, unemployment claims also at the same time. On Thursday. What is Thursday? Oh, Thursday's the day before Friday. I wonder if the GDP is gonna come in hot. Would the market see that as bad news that the Fed's mandate is not working? I don't know. I'm just looking for the bad news that gives us the capitulation, that gives us our reversal. It happens almost every time, especially when you're in a consolidation range for like 3 months for an entire quarter. It usually gets wrapped up with some type of news. Maybe it's good news. Maybe it's good news for once. Maybe it's I don't something to do with the Coinbase lawsuit. I don't know if that has even been dismissed or resolved yet. I'm not sure. FD White is in the house. My guy, how you doing, brother? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yeah. I appreciate you guys being here. If you all wouldn't mind hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I know you're not because you're my beautiful people. But that's about it, man. Another kind of slow news week. We do have CB consumer confidence on Tuesday. Last week of trading for Q2 stocks will get volatile towards end of week, which may affect crypto. Absolutely. 100%. I'm a strong believer that the stock market has plays a significant role in the Bitcoin price. So we can pull up NVIDIA here, okay? Something that I saw that was interesting when I was going over all of this is Bitcoin's correlation to NVIDIA seems to be pretty strong. But I also noticed that NVIDIA, this is just random. Okay, this is nothing like no note taken on this. I just thought it was kind of crazy how the COVID crash did not affect NVIDIA at all. It just kept on marching. I found that interesting because we go and we pull up the NASDAQ, and even the NASDAQ got some kind of pullback in here, but it was after Bitcoin. Like, I don't know. But NASDAQ, everything pulled back at the same time when Bitcoin was in its bear market. Now, remember, I am not one that thinks that this was, it was a bearish trend. I'm not sure it was a bear market per se. Technically it's a bear market, but not one that's in your imaginary 4-year cycles. They're not imaginary. They've happened. Not for much longer. We've already broken a new all-time high prior to the halving. So, yeah. I just think that Bitcoin more so follows the stock market and monetary policy than it does any kind of 4-year cycle. Besides, it's not even 4 years. It's every 10,000 blocks. It's literally not every 4 years. But it just so happens to make moves when broader markets are also making moves, bottoming. When the broader market's bottoming, this orange line right here is the Dixie. So consolidation, Bitcoin moves up, breaks down, Bitcoin shoots higher. Dixie moves up, Bitcoin breaks down. Consolidation, push up, right? And then it has its own consolidation. Now, everything, Dixie and Bitcoin fell during the COVID crash. And then we had this push up here as the Dixie was consolidating. So, like Bitcoin and altcoins, how altcoins tend to go on moves when Bitcoin is in its consolidation phase. Looking at you, meme coins. By the way, I've been warning about memes for the past month and a half, 2 months. What's getting hit the hardest right now? WIF went down like 55%. I don't think it's done. It might get some relief. WIF down something like that. What are the other ones? Bonk went down like 50-something percent. Beer went down 91%. I don't know, man. These meme coins, this is the part of the cycle where they get wrapped up right here. This is the part of the cycle when Bitcoin is consolidating and we're in the mid-cycle. That is when altcoins have their initial, or meme coins have their initial run. Their first run, they're the last to go, okay? So you have Bitcoin that goes. You have like Bitcoin. Let me move this. So you have Bitcoin moves up, okay? And then it consolidates. You have some altcoins go with Bitcoin, and then they consolidate with Bitcoin. Then you have laggards that come in, and they push while, halfway through Bitcoin's consolidation range. And then you have meme coins on the second half. They run, okay? Then once the meme coins are all done and Bitcoin's done correcting, it is back to the Bitcoin show, and Bitcoin moves on. Some alts follow it, and they go on and they put in new highs, and then you have laggards that come in behind that. You get another sideways chop. Other things start going. You get a pullback, a retrace. Everything goes into the retrace, and then everything dies all at the same time. That is essentially these markets. And it feels like things are taking a little bit longer than anticipated, but I think that with an entire quarter of consolidation, the next quarter I think is just going to be expansive and explosive, in my opinion. Not financial advice. For Bitcoin and certain altcoins that have been running with Bitcoin, I need to do a little more digging on that, just to be honest. So altcoins that have been running with Bitcoin is something that I want to, and that are showing strength against Bitcoin too. So those are going to be some key things to look for moving forward, because we want to be able to take advantage of this next leg of this cycle that I believe is taking us to 100K plus. Now, it is my theory that we will be wrapping this all up. Bitcoin will be topping this year. I don't think it tops next year. Maybe it gets into Q1, but I'm leaning more towards very late Q3, and up to like maybe December or halfway through Q4. But I don't think I will be in Bitcoin come November. Probably. I mean, I'll always have my main stash. But as far as like trading Bitcoin, I think the gains are almost already all kind of, I mean, what are you going to, if you double up from here, you're at 130, right? 140. You double up from here. Is it going to go more than that? Is it going to do a 5x from here? I mean, it can go to 300K. It can get close to that 5x. Hey, buddy. Sorry, my dog's just, I'm doing something right now, bro. I love you too. I know. No. Okay. You wanted to get on camera? Is that what it is? Say hello, buddy. Say hello. All right, get down. I love you, buddy. I love you. All right. You're throwing me off. I don't even know where I'm at now. All right. So, yeah. basically, I think Q3 is going to be pretty explosive for Bitcoin and certain alts. Really interested in seeing what ETH does, especially with ETFs coming up. Maybe sometime soon. I don't know. I know it's going to take some time for them to get that done, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Have to wait and see. What else do I have going on? I've shown you this. I've shown you that. Haven't shown you this. These are basically just my levels that I'm watching for this coming week. I'm watching this lower boundary. I don't know what I just pasted, if anything. Watching this lower boundary because this is where we have some demand here. So I've got this marked off for demand. I've got a couple crazy targets to the upside, but if I share them, I'll end up institutionalized. Yeah, don't do that. Hey, I mean, I actually, to be honest with you, man, I've been doing so much thinking. Like this week has been a lot of thinking. I just start to think about like if mass adoption is to take hold. If people really like start to mass adopt Bitcoin at a crazy rate, $1 million kind of seems small. Just to be frank, $1 million per coin kind of seems small. It does not. It seems like it should be way more than that, and it can only go up more than that. Now, I'm not going to try and predict what that would be, where it could go. It's just when you really start doing the numbers, it's like, how is it? First of all, how is it only worth 64K right now? Now, the powers that be and the market makers and all that stuff can, kind of rig price a little bit. So they may not let it just run crazy out of control. But if people just started mass adopting Bitcoin, like, happy Sunday, all you beaches. Hello, Mark Dutch. What's going on? Tia Joe. What's going on, my guy? How are y'all doing? Hope everyone is doing well. You too, my guy. The whole process needs to be simpler from onboarding through to self-custody. Without that, there's literally no chance. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple, man. I mean, you've got to... So the whole thing is about becoming bankless. But how do you buy Bitcoin without a bank account? Peer-to-peer? I guess that's... I mean, you've got to be able to get funds. Or I guess you could you could try to mine. But, I mean, who can do that? How many people can do that? I think it's going to be a long time before we see 1 million. Talking 2032 peak, maybe. Could be. You got to think, though. It's only a 10x from 100K. Only a 10x. How many people use Bitcoin right now? How many active? Every time, I swear to God. Active Bitcoin wallets, 460 million. Now that's not saying that there's 460 million people holding Bitcoin. We know that number is probably a lot smaller than that because a lot of us have way more than one wallet. Way more than one Bitcoin wallet too. So even if we just say 2 wallets per person, 230 million. Maybe. Let's do some simple math. 8 billion 8 billion divided by 240, 30, whatever, I'll do 40. 240 million equals 33. So 64K times 33. This is if everybody in the world got Bitcoin. 66,000 or 64,000 times a 33x, right? $2,112,000. That's if everybody in the world at the current price adopted Bitcoin at the same time. So maybe Blackie Chain has a point. It's not an easy sell to say writing a seed phrase down on paper is the safest way. Lose your papers, send to the wrong address or via the wrong chain, you'll lose everything. Indeed. It's not an easy sell. Until your currency starts to crash. Right? It's not an easy sell until things get hard. So what is going to be difficult? That's the difficult part. Now, I saw this video yesterday. This little, I think it was a short or it is on Twitter, one of the two. I was just doom scrolling, you know how you do. And I thought it was pretty interesting. I was like, let me see if it works on mine. And this guy was going through the years, 2025, going to images. And you go to the images. Images, go. 2025. Oh, Armageddon. We got a mask doing stuff. We've got we've got the Armageddon 2025. Yeah. 2026. Oh, everything looks pretty okay. We have the FIFA World Cup going on 2026. 2027. What happens in 2027? Oh, circa 2027. Flames. Planets exploding. Apocalypse 2027. Cool. That's cool. 2028. What's going on here? It looks like the U.S. is going to have some Satan versus Jesus stuff going on, right? 2028. Things are getting a little bit crazy. 2029. We have Apophis asteroid zooming by Earth in 2029. The closest asteroid to come near Earth. This is the most dangerous asteroid known to us. The one that we have found. It will be whizzing literally between Earth and the moon. Literally between Earth and the moon in 2029. We are going. There's a 1 in 37 chance it hits us, which is why it has been given the doomsday type of deal. Every time it comes near Earth, gravity pulls it a little bit, and it gets a little bit closer to us. So maybe not this year, but they're thinking maybe in 2068 that would be a very, very, it will get very, very close. So the Apophis 2029 is pretty crazy, pretty scary. And then we go to 2030 and we see that the WEF is like future. Haha. Everything's the future in 2030. It was supposed to be 2020. Dang it. Literally typing in a year, giving these results is unreal to me. I've never seen this before. Then how many people can actually be bothered to learn something new or leave their own comfort zone? Most folks are lazy in this aspect. We're the exception. True. And I think that's the beauty of Bitcoin and the the ugliness of the fiat is how it is when the fiat is dying. Now I am not one of those that thinks the fiat's just going to die, because too many people still trust and rely on fiat currency. But the point of Bitcoin is to have a base currency, right? A standard. Um, that is the whole point. You can still have fiats. You can still have now. Not a big fan of CBDC. However, if the code is open source, then I mean, I don't really technically see anything wrong with it. But if they are programmable and they can just take it from you at any point in time, which seems like would probably be the case, then yeah, I mean obviously that's not what we want, especially here in crypto. That's why we're in crypto, right? Self custody. Can't take my stuff from me no matter what, right? That's why we're here. But if the legal tender is a CBDC and I've got to pay my bills, I've got to use that CBDC. God, the lighting is just terrible. I need a new camera. That's just that. No, nothing's going to help with that. Just need a new camera. So yeah, 2031. Just more robots, more singularities, all that good stuff. Apocalypse 2031. So now I see a lot of this. How often do movies come out where you're like, "Whoa, that is oddly similar to what is going on in real life"? How did we get here? One thing, you ever see that movie Contagion? Movie like literally came out in 2019, and then like everything that happened during the pandemic is what what happened in the movie is what happened in the real world, except not as far as how like a virus spreads and all that stuff, because whatever. That's pretty known. That's pretty known. Maybe get that like get that off of my face. There we go. That's a little better. Now I don't look so pale. Too often, bro. So yeah, these are levels that I'm watching this week. Just to the upside, I want to see all of these get taken out. They're either so the dotted lines are going to be equal highs. So we have these equal highs here. We got some little equal highs here, equal highs here. You know me, I love my equal highs or relatively equal highs. They're very close. This is the dash line is an order block, and the solid lines are just highs. So these are all levels that I plan to watch, and I will be not looking to take profit, but possibly to add to positions. Like Mr. Robot having Evil Corp. Yeah. They use movies to make the populace less shocked by what's coming. Yeah. They definitely can. Or maybe it's something, a little something called, what's it called when you, oh my goodness. When you like manifest reality, you, like, it's not really manifesting, but it's, well, maybe it is a little bit, but basically just like you can make something happen just by if everybody thinks this stuff's going to happen, maybe it's going to happen. But in trading, we know that that's not true, right? It doesn't matter. The whole herd can think one thing, but the market could do the complete opposite. So I don't know. What does this have to do with trading? Nothing. Black rack. Block rack? Oh, you don't want to say. You don't want to follow you. You conspiracy people, I swear to God. Not that I don't believe in some stuff, but like the whole you'll own everything and you'll own nothing and be happy thing was so blown out of proportion. It's kind of it's kind of ridiculous, but people like their storylines, so their narrative, so it is what it is. But anyway, not going to get into all that stuff. basically, this girl wrote this little essay for the World Economic Forum. They displayed it on their website, and the conspiracy people ran with it. That is what happened. So, it is what it is. street state. It's not paranoia if they're really after you. Yeah, true. Yeah, and then I've got a fib on this range here, which this could come down if we do manage to come down here and visit these lows down here, visit this demand area over here. So that is what I'm watching. I'm watching that. So I was thinking for a little while, or on one of these moves, this one right here. So earlier in this week, I was thinking, all right, we are starting to get some impulsive action in here. And where's my path? There we go. We are starting to get some impulsive action in here, finally, then consolidation. And I was hoping that wave 3 would come up and we would come up and take out these highs. But once price, let me get this back, turn off the magnet tool. Once price came back down, came into the territory of wave 1, the 5-wave impulse was then invalidated. So I even said it at least in Alex's Discord and in my channel and there. I said, all right, this looks, it's just an ABC correction, probably more downside. That's just how it is. Once we violated that wave 1, it was just more downside from there. So, and we can see we draw a trend line. We came right back up, perfectly back tested it, and rolled over. So yeah, that is how it goes. Vanguard, the Vanguard. So Bitcoin might be rolling over right now. Let's see. So basically, I just want to see some bullish price action going into the third quarter, and I hope that is what we get this week. I hope it starts off this week. Sometimes we do get a little bit of a move on like the last week, like this week of the quarter, and then we start off with a correction with the third quarter, and then we start moving to the upside. But we'll see. We tend to make some moves. I've noticed, at least since I've been in the markets, we tend to make some moves around the 4th for some reason. I don't know why, but just because freedom or something or another. So yeah, with Bitcoin, that's what I'm looking for. Either one final capitulation to bring us down here, and then we can finally get the show on the road and start moving to the upside. And then whatever. It's not going to look anything like this. I'm just saying. But the liquidity rests above us, guys. The liquidity rests above us. So, and the good thing is, we've created more of the higher low, and kind of we were in this consolidation range. Then we kind of broke out of it a little bit, and then, hey, it's just taking us a little bit of time. It's just taking us some time. How are you guys doing today? Do I need to open up the Discord? Does anybody want to come in? Everybody want to chime in? F yeah, America. Bringing freedom to your doorstep, brother. Lord have mercy on my soul, I swear. Let's see. Discordano. Come over into the Discord. Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for in here. Where's Swim? Did it get deleted again? Am I overlooking it? Where is my Swim channel? There it is. to come over to the Discord, join in. Sound like someone just came in here, or was it just me? Hello. Oh, it's Blackie Chan. Look at that. Blackie Chan is in here. All right. Turn on desktop audio. Taking oil from your doorstep. Yeah. Say it in Darth Vader style. I might consider it. Come here. I can't do Darth Vader. Come over to the dark side. We will bring freedom to your doorstep. What's going on, Blackie Chan? How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing all right. I just put like 3 pounds of beef in my crock pot, so
Beefy.
yeah.
Who's got the meats? It is Blackie Chan. That sounds
I'm
delicious.
trying to get over to that all meat diet.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not cheap though.
I wouldn't ever do that, but you know, you need your vegetables, man. I don't care
I
what
mean,
they say.
vegetables are pointless if you look at the rates of nutrition that is brought to you by vegetables. It is decreasing year over year because we are stripping the topsoil of all the nutrients. So you might as well just use supplements.
Oh,
That's
sounds like they did that on purpose
oh yeah.
to make us take these
Well,
supplements.
no, it's all because they use oil to fertilize the soil.
Mm. Go on.
You got to grow things big and strong, and you grow things big and strong by paying people to poison your soil. I don't know. I got a bunch of farming buddies, and if they don't use fertilizer, they don't get growth. And that's just because they've perpetuated the cycle, and their parents were using fertilizer from like 40 years back. And so now they've stripped the soil of all the nutrients. They don't take any time off to like let the soil regrow, like replenish its nutrients. And that's something that's talked about in the Bible. Like we've known about this for thousands of years. You know,
What
you
part of
can't
that
just
is
like
talked about in the Bible?
they talk about uh taking time off from your growing plots to let your plot sit unused for, I think they said 3 years or something. It's around there.
We ain't got
But
time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
no, no, we more food, more food.
More food. V Slim, what's going on, my guy? Um, yeah. More food. I mean, we gotta have more food, right?
I mean, we need more good food.
Hey, you know what I was thinking of? A couple weeks ago, I was driving down the road. You know those medians, like, and just like in the like, I don't know if like you're in like the suburbs, and you've got like a wide median, just like in between the lanes, right?
Yeah,
Or you've got like a median. You just have random medians in freaking neighborhoods now, and it's like, why are we not using these places to like grow crops or like have gardens and stuff, like community gardens, so that people can just go out and pick their own fruit or vegetables or whatever? It'd be a lot freer.
well,
That's what I know.
South Korea does that with their medians. They have trees and stuff on their medians. They also have like a system where it uses the rainwater from their streets to clean their streets and to like water these plants.
Let me see if I can find a picture. U.S. Street medians. I don't even know what to type in. Let's see. Images for those of non-U.S. Uh, so yeah, you got stuff like this that's just like in the middle of some random parking lot or a road, just a median in the middle. This is called a median, and it's just like you see them all over the place in the middle of the road. This grass patch, and they're everywhere. And I was just wondering, and there's even some inside of neighborhoods or close to neighborhoods. And it's like, don't just plant trees here. Let's grow some stuff. But I don't know. I guess our vegetables that grow on trees and in the ground and stuff, they have to be FDA regulated or something.
Yeah, unless it's like a neighborhood garden.
Be Slim said because people driving by would spit on the plants.
More like you'd have drunk homeless people peeing on your plants.
Yeah, maybe, maybe. What if it's like in a neighborhood somewhere? Uh, oh, it's Dave, unaware wolf Dave.
It's a Dave party.
It's a
Yeah.
Dave
Oh, have you outnumbered Jackie? Blackie?
Jackie.
I
He,
keep thinking Jackie Chan. I can't get over it. I'm sorry.
welcome to the show. Here in Nevada, all we have is rocks and dirt in the medians and ugly metal artwork. Oh, nice, nice. A V8 blasting his exhaust on
know
your
what occurred to me, though?
strawberries. Not doing it. I'm not saying do it on the
that's
interstate. I said do it in like by
that's
the
literally what I came in here to say. I was
what?
literally about to say, it's like, yeah, but cars are going by and crap's falling off. I'm like, I mean, the first 15 minutes of rain are much dangerous because the oil comes back up out of the tarmac or the asphalt. I'm just like,
All right,
could
fine.
you imagine that?
Grow
That'd
it
be
in
so
your
funny.
backyard.
That'd be the new thing in the Midwest. The new vid in the new West would be everyone rolling coal down all the vegetable gardens.
They probably, at least here in Nebraska, they would. There's a lot of people that like to roll coal.
Yeah.
Wow. What are you guys thinking about the market? Let's start with you, Black Chan.
I've just had my eye on this giant kind of bull flag that we've been in for like 2 months now.
3 months.
We're kind of, yeah, 3 months, 2 months, somewhere around there, you know. But we're in the middle of the range right now, and that's where I don't know. I said kind of last month that I had my eye on end of June to kind of start picking things back up and making a move towards the top of the range and then maybe trying to break out of it. I know Alex had said next month, and I think he was talking about next month for an actual break up, which it break out of the range. And so like kind of same timeline that I had, where it's like we finally find our bottom somewhere around now, and then we start moving up.
Yep, I tend to agree. I don't really see this breaking down too much. Dave?
I have
Hey, I've been so out of it. Been stupid busy the last few weeks, but I've just been kind of watching it just bounce around between that 65, 70K mark. And all honesty, although it's obnoxious, in reality, it's like, hey, we are consolidating damn near right next to the old all-time high of 69,000. I mean, from last bull run. So I mean, despite the boredom or the boring price action, I mean, we're still up pretty high. It just stinks when you predominantly hold alts and your portfolio is just bleeding out against this. It's just like, oh, come on. You're willing to hold because the next shoot up, it's like, oh, everything's going to be nice and happy again. I do see on the daily, not to, using my not NCB, we're putting in a green dot on the daily, and it does look like, we've put in a higher low. So At this point, I think we're just in a summer lull. The chart really doesn't look too bad. It really looks more like consolidation than just a double top and up. We're gonna dip back down to the 50K mark. Not saying that couldn't happen, but just for where we're at and everything, I personally I have a good feeling that we'll either just continue to consolidate here for a little while more and then get that move up maybe around August or September at the latest. I'm thinking towards the end of the year, we'll see the bull run really begin, or I mean, the next leg up.
Okay.
With my 2 cents, I've been out of the.
Hello? Hello?
I think he's muted or something.
No, sorry, my phone's. I'm on my phone, and when the screen goes blank, I realize that it automatically just mutes everything for mobile Discord.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you got to get in your settings and change that like yourself. Otherwise, it will.
So this is interesting.
Is it in the Discord settings, or are you talking just keep the screen on?
It's in
settings?
Discord settings.
Okay, so I should be able to keep voice on with the
Screen off. Yeah.
screen off. Thank you for that, because it always has done that to me.
Got a little bit of a hidden bullish divergence here, where we have price coming to the upside, but momentum is coming down to the downside, but we're putting in higher lows. So
That's the only reason
I
I know that
don't
one.
use mobile voice
What?
very often.
what'd you say, Black Chan? Hello?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello?
Anyways, so yeah, I was looking at this the other day. This is your RSI down here. We had a bearish divergence over here that gave us our top during the last. Well, I don't think that cycle ever ended, but this part of the cycle ended. Get our drawdown, come back up, but this is what I've been looking for. I've been looking for that bearish divergence over here as well on the weekly chart, but with momentum coming up to the upside with price, that's not a divergence. But we are seeing momentum come to the downside, whereas price is continuing to put in higher lows, and now we are waiting to put in a higher high. This is a bullish divergence. Just for those that don't know, your bullish divergence is always going to be on your support end, and your bearish divergence is going to be on your resistance end. And a divergence is just when you have your price doing one thing and your oscillator doing another thing, the opposite. So that is a divergence between price and your oscillator. This one is a hidden bullish divergence. Typically, it leads to a bounce. Gotta fly and do my Sunday task catch up later, guys. Thank you, Reggie Classics, for joining us today. I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna have to try out your little strategy. I'm gonna have to try that out one day.
That sounds scary to me.
It can be. But hey, I mean, I completely understand how it works. The only part of this strategy that I don't like and why I probably will end up not using it is he runs with no stop loss. So, as long as the market,
yeah, that would
go ahead.
That would scare me too much. I don't think I could trade with no stop loss.
Yeah, probably not. But
Gotta go eat lunch.
Who you?
Yeah, I'm at work right now, so I popped in while my machine was running. I gotta run out and eat lunch real quick. I'll pop back in if you guys are still live in 30 minutes.
We'll see. But all right.
I'm sorry, I just got here too.
No, you're fine. Go enjoy your lunch.
Yay. Yay.
Have a great day. We'll see you later.
I don't know how I hang up this call.
What? Huh?
How do I hang up?
What do you mean? You press the red button.
How do I end this call on mobile?
You press the red button.
There is no red button.
There is.
Oh, there it is.
Bye. Love you.
Love you too.
Have a
We
great
gotta hang out more,
Sunday.
dude.
Black Chan, you got your chart up?
Yep. I don't I don't know if you had the same kind of vision on Monday, but I was looking at some more downside action for the beginning of the week. And then once we kind of decide what we're going to do with these two fibs right here, and then we can kind of switch directions. So I had kind of my eye on an end of week pump into July.
End of July? Or end of-
Into July.
Oh, into July. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm feeling
Because
that
like
too, man.
I just pulled from this bottom of the range to the top of the range. I just pulled a retracement, and we've been playing with that 50 line, but we lost the 50 line, and that's why I have my eye on a little more downside before we change direction. And that's we're just playing in the middle of a range.
What does Alex think about this? Ah! Anyway. Yeah, I don't know if you could see that. What does Biden think about this?
Oh God. It's more like what do the puppet masters of Biden think about this?
Yeah, right? I'm just playing with my
Well, and
stuff.
they're gonna have to do something eventually to try to garner votes, because your average American knows that things aren't getting better, because they'll go to the store and like today I went and bought the discount meat instead of paying $40 for some chuck roast that 3 months ago used to be like 15.
CME monthly contracts. Vegas Miner says CME monthly contracts expire Friday. Makes me wonder if they will tank it some more until those expire. Well, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I do believe there's a greater than zero chance, a little bit much greater than zero chance that we do get a final capitulation coming in here this week. So something to flush all the froth that is built up in the market. There's really, thankfully, not too much as there has been. If I just come over here to the Velo chart, we can see our open interest is sitting a little high. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Let me zoom out, go to the 4 hour. Here we go. We can see our open interest, which is all of our longs and our short positions, all of our leverage traders in the market. And it has been steadily increasing over the past since April. Around in April, it has been the beginning of April. It's been steadily, slowly increasing, and we are essentially in that danger zone where we have seen these big wipeouts. Okay, right here, little wipeout there, little wipeout there. I mean, all across the board, that is where we are built up in our open interest. So would not be surprised for us to finally get rid of this froth in the market. Now, remember what I said at the beginning. I said this is long and short positions. So we can squeeze it down a little bit, and then perhaps we only get a little bit of a flush to give us that one little flush, and the remainder of the froth is taken out by liquidating shorts. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at on that. So the open interest being a little bit too frothy is not exactly what we want to see until we get some kind of like capitulation event, take out a lot of that froth, and then we can move forward. Where did my other shoe go? Blackie Chan.
Is open interest longs
It's longs and
or
shorts.
shorts? Okay.
Oh, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. What just happened? Ooh, okay. I don't know why that just happened. But anyway. Yeah, it's both longs and shorts. That's why I like to bring up like a spot volume and see what's going on here. I was seeing some, what do you call it? Some absorption, where we were seeing some raises in spot volume, but the price was coming down. So we were seeing a little bit of, or actually rather, it was opposite. We were seeing selling, but price was moving to the upside. So net selling, price moving to the upside, that shows seller absorption. So we're absorbing, yeah, we're absorbing the sellers, and I mean,
Well,
they
you've
just
had a lot
keep selling.
of you've had a lot of whale buying. I don't know
Yep,
how often you track like I can't remember what the website name
Watch
is at this
Guru,
point.
Unusual
Yeah,
Whales.
there's
Yeah.
it's like it's like the block specifically. It tracks like block data. But there's
Okay.
been a lot of large purchases on the whale side of things. And
Yep.
I know I've seen a bunch of people on Twitter talking about moving with the whales and they're starting to buy again.
Okay.
We're just
Yeah.
not
I've
seeing
definitely.
it
I've
that on the price action side of things yet.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. One thing that I do. Okay, so this is how I think we might have a bullish start to the week, but I think that's just going to trip traders up, because we do have these equal highs over here. Uh, this is the hourly chart, so we do have these equal highs over here, and we have this high here, and then we have this big fair value gap, which is basically a sell-off area, right? So we have supply up here. So I think we can start the week off bullish, but then we get that final capitulation that brings us down, and then that's when we start our upside process. And that's when I start looking for those impulses to the upside. And it can start moving quickly. And I think that we might start off. I don't know. I don't like timing things too much. But it is the last week of the quarter, last week of the month, last week of the half. So, I mean, it's not like it's not a significant week. And I don't think we don't have another FOMC until the last week of July. I think
I'm
I
not
wonder if they
sure.
will
I
hit
haven't
us.
looked at the.
I wonder if they hit us with a surprise. I doubt it with the prize rate cut. Surprise rate cut. I'm still leaning more towards September, for the first rate cut. It all depends on the data. The data that they manipulate. Not they don't necessarily manipulate it, but they like to omit stuff.
Well, you can just see that the data is manipulated because it's like, okay, well, here's our job numbers, and then the 2 weeks later, they're like, oh, actually, here was the real job numbers, and they were 10 times worse than we really told you the first time around. Or here was our inflation data, but actually, we came in there the next month, and this was the real inflation data. Sorry that we lied to you the first time, but you all gave us money the first time around, so thank you.
Omit and adjust later. There you go. That's it. Vegas Miner.
Mm.
Yeah, they give you the initial data set, and then they go in and really do their digging, right? Then they really do their digging.
Well,
All
that's
right.
why there's actually data points that are more relevant, like PPE instead of CPI,
Mm-hmm.
where they can't really fudge it as hard. Where like GDP, that's the most fudged number that they can ever put out because it's how much money can the government pump into the system is basically what GDP is. Because it's like, oh, well, everything could be terrible, but like we gave farmers a bunch of money, we gave this sector a bunch of money, we gave that sector a bunch of money, so everything's actually okay. Not knowing that on the back end, you paid for it all. And so it just made everything worse.
Such a pessimist, I swear.
I'm more like a realist.
I'm an optimistic realist, okay? uh, so yeah, basically we have a little bit of a consensus around dips not done dipping, right?
No,
Maybe
I definitely think there's more downside.
yeah. But that it gets
I've
wrapped up this week, soon.
Yeah, probably kind of end of week. I've had my eye on like 63 to like low end, maybe like 62, 62.8, 62.6, somewhere around there. And then high end like 63.4, somewhere around there for like an actual bottom, but that's just in the range of that 618 fib on a retracement from the low of this range to the last high that we had.
Feel you. I feel you. Let's see. Well,
I don't
GDP.
think we actually hit that 618 though.
And where is that sitting at?
62.5.
Yeah, I've been looking at 62.5 myself. 62.2, somewhere in there. So if I go to the 1 hour and or was it the 4 hour? 4 hour, come over here, and I just took the this engulfing candle here, and then this just basically indecisive candle, big indecisive candle. This is probably, I mean, this 61.16. I don't think we get all the way down there, but I could see us get down to here to the 62.3 ish. Yeah, because there was just an obvious lot of action going on in here in this 1 hour candle. And we have this 3 candle up move here showing clear demand in this range. So that's why I have that one marked off. I could see that. I still think it's possible that we do see an initial bullishness to start the week. Probably fail, maybe even fail to even take that. But if I do this, if I pull a fib on here and I take that 50 percentile, that is what I'll be watching, is that 50% level. If we are to take it but then lose it, then I would expect for price to do one more swift move to the downside, and then we can start pumping back to the upside. That is essentially what I'm looking for this week. Is start off looking nice. Start off looking nice, and then we have another ABC correction to the downside. Maybe it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crashing structure that ends it all. But if it starts to like, typically it's not just going to just to go straight line up and straight line down. Typically it's not like this, right? Sometimes it likes to do a little bit of a rounding off. It starts to peter off a little bit and just looks weak. You know what I mean? It looks weak. And then it falls off. And then we get to bounce, and then we can go start taking out some stops and really get moving. Now July, we could see that first week of July we get that correction, maybe an ABC. may not be that shallow. We may not see very shallow corrections once we wrap up this massive, massive correction that we have been in for the past 3 months. When we start moving to the upside and we start impulsing to the upside, the dips should be pretty shallow. We should see more like sideways consolidation than we do downwards consolidation. So that is something that I would be looking for as well, is just how strong is price if we come down here and we start to push off of this. If it's looking like this, this is good. This is what we if we are to continue. Then, and like I was saying, I expect a little bit more sideways correction, get some flat corrections in here, and then we move and we start moving back, continuing to move to the upside, sideways correction, and continue to move to the upside, just putting in impulse after impulse. And yeah, that is what I'm looking at. Now, I know some people are thinking it's going to be more of a slow grind to the upside. With all the liquidity that is sitting above us, I just don't know that that's going to be the case. The shorts are going to start getting wrecked, I think. Just my opinion, not financial advice. That's just what I think. I think the shorts are about to start getting wrecked, man. They are government agencies were tasked with registering new migrant voters. Government agencies were tasked with registering new migrant voters. I missed what we must have been talking about. Something that kind of just flowed with it, but it's all right. Anything else, Blackie Chan? Hello?
Not
Sandbox?
really.
Sandbox?
Oh, yeah, I've just
Should we move it to a
been kind of
spaces?
busy this past week. So
Oh.
I know you were talking about switching days, and that might be beneficial, but because Thursday seems like a pretty dead day for it.
Sure does. I don't know why. Probably because it's towards the end of the week, maybe. People are a little exhausted.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. What do you think? See, I want to do Mondays. The problem with that for me is, in just 3 months, I'm going to be really busy on Monday nights.
And see, I was thinking weekends.
Weekends, yeah. It's got to be, if it's a weekend, it's got to be late AM, kind of like I do the swims, or early afternoon maybe. Can't be Saturday nights because too many people are busy doing stuff on Saturday nights. So that's the only downside about that. I'd love to do it on Saturday nights, but most people are out doing stuff, whereas I'm not. You know, I'm typically
They're out being degens.
out being DJs, out drinking, whatever they do. Weekly wrap up and forward looking we're talking about the sandbox. If you're talking about what we're talking about right now, we're talking about the sandbox, which is a Discord event that Blackie Chan and I started for the LBC Discord. Basically, where we just come in and he talks about, the first one that we did was on Bitcoin. The next one's going to be Ethereum. Whenever we are able to do it, I guess. So yeah, it's basically just where members can come in. Blackie Chan hosts it. He goes over the topic for that discussion, and then it's like an open floor type of deal. After he goes through his whole thing, open floor, ask him questions. So yeah, weekend stream. No, I do my weekend streams for this. Where can I find the sandbox? Oh, in the Discord. In the LBC Discord. Link should be in my description. So just join the Discord. It's called Sandbox. Have an event page for it and all that. So, but yeah, next one will be on Ethereum, which I assume we'll probably get into some staking and smart contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was a giant section on smart contracts on it because, I mean, the whole reason Ethereum was even made was to expand on what Bitcoin could really do.
Yeah. And bring smart contracts. I like it though. Smart contracts. It's a contract that can't be voided. You know what I mean? I mean, it can technically, I guess,
I mean,
but both
you'd
parties have
to
to
go,
agree to it.
yeah, or you'd have to go backwards in time. And we haven't figured out how to do that yet. So,
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, very it's just for information to help gather knowledge, garner knowledge, and just to help everybody kind of become a little bit better in this crypto world that we reside in. So, yep, later all dinner time here in the Dutch. And where is Dutch? This Holland, right? He'd put a flag in here. Let's see. Holland flag. Yep, that's it. That's the one. Not all Americans are terrible at geography and stuff. All right, yeah. It's probably about that time. Anyway.
oh, yeah. It's about lunchtime for me.
Yeah, so basically what I've been doing, guys, lately, I've got my sessions, my ICT sessions changed up a little bit. So, let me see, turn that on. What I've been finding pretty interesting is if I come here and I take the New York session for a Monday, see if this will work. All right, there we go. So this was last Monday's New York session, and I take a fib with just a 50% retracement on it. Take a fib, and I just take this session. Let me come over here. Let's make it yellow so we can see it better. There we go. All right, so I have the Monday New York session. We come back to that 50 percentile later in the week on Thursday morning. And this is where we can get that market structure shift. And we do. We get that market structure shift and we can play off of that. But I've been noticing that if I just take this session and I look at the next session, which on this one, this thing will get on. There we go. So we can see I got a clear bounce off of this 50 percentile off of the New York session. This is the time between the New York and the Asia session. We get this bounce. So I could have longed from this 50% level and gotten me a nice little trade out of that. So I've just been going through these sessions and just been trying to see what I can find on all of these. Eventually I'll have something for you guys. But you can see we came up, we have that one session there, and then we just fall through. We fall through, we lose that. The momentum is to the downside, so you would want to try and catch a short and just ride that to the downside. But, I want to have a clear cut plan in place with this, like a strategy. So that's what I've been working on in the background. Is just trying to see what I can get out of this. And I'm really focusing on New York and Asia sessions because those are sessions that I have the ability to trade in. I can't do London, it's overnight, and I need to go to bed earlier. So I can't really do London, and I can try to catch the early session. Try to catch a trade in the early part of the Asia session after work. And I've been putting in these extra boxes here to take in the first hour or two of the trading day to try to see what I can find on that. Um, Same with Asia. I did it on Asia as well. See if I can find anything on that. Just time-based type of stuff, but also being able to see the ranges between the sessions really helps out a lot. So if I take the Asia session right here, I can see we come up during the London session, and then we lose that 50% level, and our momentum is still down to the downside. So, yeah, stay in that until things switch up and the trend reverses. But still working on that, still work in progress. So, I'll have more for you guys at some point. But yeah, really want that. What do you consider Asia? Tokyo, Hong Kong? I believe it is Tokyo. I believe it is Tokyo. Starts at 8. Starts at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Or not Central, Eastern Standard Time. Retro Mike Tech coming in with the googly eyes towards the end here. So yeah, as soon as I have something on that, some kind of actual strategy in place with that, we will get to that. I just found it interesting that if I take the Monday and I put a fib on it, just the New York session, you can get some plays off of that. Now look at this one. Look how tiny this one is. Later in the week, we come up, break that 50 percentile, break down. Just like we did this week over here. Right? Came back later in the week. This was on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday. Breakdown. So there's going to be more pieces to the puzzle than just a fib, but that is one piece of the puzzle for sure. So it's our Monday New York range and playing off. See how much we can play off of that. Maybe if Monday range is in a consolidation range, something happens. Other things happen differently. If Monday is a trending day, then the rest of the week might play differently. So there's a lot of back testing for me to do, and I'm going to do that. Blackie Chan, if you're still here, if you want to say anything, shout anything out, whatever you want to do, now is your chance. Now is your time.
I would just say that I think people should take a little look at the Casper range, because that's what I've had my eye on, and that's what I've been trading on. It's in a nice little range with pretty clear tops and bottoms that have been pretty nice for trading. More macro swings. But other than that, I think people should not be too eager to jump into some longs this next week until we let some dust settle, and just be patient and wait for the trades to come to them, because they will be coming, and they will be coming very soon. And it will be quick moves when it does come.
100%.
Other than that, I hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend, and that they eat some good food and get some good sleep, because it's going to be a very interesting week.
Indeed. Thanks for joining, sir. We'll see you in the Discord and all the chats and all that stuff. Appreciate you being here. Have a great Sunday.
You too.
Later, dude.
Later.
All right. That's what this is all about, bringing up the people to come in here and give their piece. One of the questions I get often, what time is the best time to trade during the stock market trading hours when Asia wakes up? Do I trade on the weekends? My answer, when my alerts go off. Yes. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Have some alerts, of course. I use alerts more for swing trades because I have my levels set, but and I tend to like to ride momentum. For me, the best time to trade is whatever trade you have time to look at the charts. If you don't have time to look at the charts, it's not a good time to trade, probably. I'm just saying. You need to be able to you should watch. You should watch if you're in a trade. At least depending on your time frame. I would say if you're doing intraday trading and you're on like a 5-minute chart, you need to be able to watch it. And the best time to trade is just during the New York trading session. That's basically it. That's the best time to trade, in my opinion, is just during the New York session in general. You can trade other sessions if you like. The key is honing in on one session and one time frame and getting to learn that time frame. That's the key. If you're looking at the best time to trade. Or like T.I. Joe says, when his alerts go off. And that is a good time because that's, you were expecting price to get to a certain level. And then, hey, if it says, hey, buy now because this was a support level, this is what my alert says. All right, this is what I'm going to do. Put in buy, put in your stop loss, and then, let the trade run and see how it plays. And add to winning positions, not losing positions. Okay? Did someone just... Bye, Dave. That was a bye. I'm... Okay. Yeah, I'm wrapping up the stream, so... Say bye to everybody. Tell them you love them. I'll have my desktop audio on. Now you can say bye.
Oh, bye everyone. I love you.
All right.
Dave told me so.
Exactly. All right. I'll see you in the
Peace,
chat
I'm out.
later. All right. Anyway, I like Asian morning sessions. If you can stay up late, they're pretty great. London is really good, man. That like 2 to 4, like right when I'm asleep. Of course, it's almost there's a lot of plays going on in there. There's at least one, right? I mean, there's one every session, but for me, my new thing is just trying to find the trends and following the trends and adding to winning trades and not losing trades. So that is what I would like to see. All right. But anyway, I'll have more on this as soon as I can. And you know I'll share as soon as I have some kind of concrete strategy. I will be happy to indulge on that. But anyway, guys, big week ahead. We've talked about a lot. We've gone over a lot. We've gone over. Did we even go over the Dixie? The Dixie. This is basically what I've been looking at on it. The Dixie. We've coming up. I'm kind of waiting to see what we do in this red zone. If we get a rejection, that would be okay, and we could see we get that rejection, then we could see that reversal this week. And then if it starts to pop up, breaks these equal highs up here, that could be our possible beginning of the quarter correction that I think is possible. Maybe we won't get that until like the second week of July. We'll just have to, you know how it is. We play this day by day. But once we get that, if we get that pop up right there, we would create a higher high. But on our RSI, we could be seeing, us create a high or lower high, which then gives us a bearish divergence, and then the Dixie can really start to fall, and then we get our nice, super blow off toppy type of stuff for Bitcoin, as I still believe that very good chance that Bitcoin tops this year instead of next year. It's all a wait and see type of game. We take it day by day, but that is what I'm watching over here on the Dixie. The Euro is still doing kind of what I thought it was going to do, but we need this to really reverse, because that really helps us bring down the Dixie. So, because the Euro is what makes up roughly 50% or so of the Dixie, because the Dixie is just a basket of assets. It is the Canadian dollar, the Australian dollar, the euro, the British pound, and the Japanese yen. Those all make up the Dixie. So yeah, we need those to do well against the Dixie so that the Dixie can consolidate at the very least or trend downwards. That is what we want to see from the Dixie, because that is where we get our price movements and our risk on assets to the upside. So yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. We've gone through a lot. Okay, we've gone over a lot. So I appreciate each and every single one of you for being here. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button on your way out, sharing out with your friends, help me get to that beautiful 500 sub count. I would have greatly appreciate it. I am going to do my absolute best. I'm to try to get back on schedule this week. Go to bed at a decent time, not stay up all night in the charts as much as I want to. So yeah, that is basically why I've kind of missed a lot of the last 2 weeks, because I've been staying up late in the charts, trying to see where I think we are heading and trying to get that extra edge in these markets to help myself, but also to help you guys. Because I don't share with you guys anything that I am not using myself. So, but yeah, I appreciate every single one of you for being here. See you bright and early tomorrow morning. See you in the chats. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, radical rest of your Sunday. See you bright and early. Love you all. Peace out.